Hello everyone, this is Akhier, and it's time for something a little bit different. This will be Dwarf Fortress Science! I have a question, and I plan to answer in this video. Simply put, if a dwarf is wearing clothing, does that count towards the job manager checking for whether there is less than a certain amount of said item? For instance, if I want to keep the fort clothed and set a job to make 7 trousers, if there was less than 7 trousers, what happens when my dwarves wear said trousers? Does it make another batch of 7, or does it still count those that are on my dwarves? I asked around and checked the wiki, but the best I could find is someone saying they think it works off the stock entry. This would mean it wouldn't count forbidden things, nor those built into something. I've chosen to test whether the clothes on a dwarf counts, as well as blocks that are built into something, just to cover all my bases. Now, first, we actually have to create a military squad with no uniform, because if we go and look at the inventory, we'll notice they're already wearing leather trousers, which I'm planning to make, and thus, if they can't wear them, it's not going to work. So, squad A move into this special little chamber there. Military equipment, replace all your clothing. Give it a second, and now they're not wearing anything, so squad A move. Let's move them first before pulling the lever. Add pull, and forbid the door so they don't go and grab the stuff again. And suddenly we check the stocks, and there is no leg wear at all, nor any kind of clothing. And with that we can come here to the Leatherworks, Profile, Work Order, Trousers, make me 7 of them with the details, or the conditions, being the product is less than 7, which is satisfied. In the Mason Workshop, Q block, and we will make 2 because each order makes 4, with the condition being that the product is less than 8. Now we unpause. And they will do it because I have less than 20 dwarves, so the manager does not need his office to work. Suddenly they're off to the races. The blocks are almost done. Give them just another more moment, and look. We check the orders, the condition not satisfied, and there are the blocks in here. So, with that in mind, we'll go make a wall. This wall doesn't really matter where. Let's put it here. And if we check, it's not set up yet. The condition, though, is satisfied. So just by having that, suddenly, he can go and make more blocks. There we go. We check in here. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just a little bit more, and don't mind those horses missing. They totally weren't under the bridge at some point. 1 more to make, and it's completed. But wait, he's making more trousers. This actually was not in my script or expected. Less than 0 obviously fails. 3 succeeds, though. That's... Why does it do that? I'm going to guess... Yes, because there's 2 of them aren't owned, and the rest of them are, even though they are not being worn, because I did keep them in the military squad with replace clothing orders. Because the clothing is owned, it does not count. So it's not whether it's worn or not, it's whether it's owned. And while we're at it, if we come in here and forbid all these blocks, we'll be able to prove the other thing where forbidden items don't count either, if it starts up again. Which it should. Yep, there we go. He is starting to make more blocks. So yes, that proves that forbidden objects do not count either. So if you're using dump to quantum stockpile, keep that in mind. It will not count towards any kind of job manager checking. And now if we look in here, just one more leather trouser to make. And he's relatively quick about it. And the trousers are complete. And now let's check here. Work orders condition. It is not satisfied. Now, military disband the squad and they'll all go wear the clothing. And just because, yeah, still not. So, yeah, that was a slightly unexpected result. It is not whether you wear the clothing, but whether you own it. So be careful if you ever have someone that's collecting all the cloaks. You have an order to make a certain amount of cloaks. It won't count his 101 cloaks he stored in his room, which could cause a little bit of a leather shortage if you're not careful. Anyway, links to Dwarf Fortress will be in the description, and I'm Akhier Dragonheart, and I'm signing off.